I'm 82 years old. I didn't think I'd make it this far, and I'm not sure what I expected to feel when I did. Mostly, I feel tired in a way sleep doesn't touch, and aware in a way youth never allowed. Old age teaches you things, not because you're wiser, but because there's no more room to lie to yourself. In the mornings, I sit at the small table by the window. Same spot every day. The light comes in softer now, or maybe my eyes just don't fight it anymore. I drink my coffee slowly because my hands shake if I don't, and because there's no reason to rush. There's nowhere I need to be that matters. That alone is a lesson I learned too late. When you're young, you think urgency is proof of importance. You move fast because you believe time respects speed. I used to believe that. I built my whole life on it. I had plans. Not dreams, plans. Dreams felt childish. Plans felt responsible. In my 20s, I was proud of how little sleep I needed. I told people I'd rest later. I told my wife that too, though I don't think she believed me. She smiled when I said it, but it was a thin smile, the kind people use when they already know how the story ends. Her name was Eleanor. I don't say it out loud much anymore. Names lose their weight when there's no one left to hear them. We met when we were both 23. She laughed easily back then, loud even. I remember being embarrassed by it sometimes, especially in public places. I wanted us to look composed, serious, like adults who had their lives under control. Old age teaches you how foolish that is. Back then, I thought control was the goal. If I could just manage everything, work, money, schedules, then happiness would fall into place like a reward. That's what youth ignores. Happiness doesn't follow effort. It shows up quietly when you're not guarding the door. I worked constantly, not because I loved the work, but because it gave me a reason to feel necessary. If I wasn't needed, I didn't know who I was. Eleanor would wait up for me at first, dinner cold on the stove. Later, she stopped waiting and left notes instead. Then eventually, she stopped doing that too. I barely noticed the difference at the time. That's another thing old age teaches you. The most important losses don't arrive loudly. They slip out when you're busy proving something. We had 2 children, a boy and a girl. I remember holding them as babies, feeling something close to fear. Not of them, of the responsibility. I told myself I'd provide. That was my role. I didn't realize that presence was part of providing. I missed school plays, birthdays where I showed up late, conversations where they stopped talking halfway through because they could tell I wasn't really listening. I told myself there would be time later when things settled down. Things never settle down. They just change what they're taking from you. By my 40s, I had what people called success, a house, promotions, a reputation for reliability. People trusted me because I never said no. I thought that meant something. Eleanor grew quieter, not angry, just smaller. I mistook that for peace. I thought we were comfortable. I didn't ask questions because questions slow things down. The turning point never feels like a turning point when it happens. That's another lesson you don't get until the road behind you is longer than the road ahead. For me, it was an ordinary Tuesday. Eleanor told me she was tired. Not sick tired, soul tired. I told her we'd take a vacation someday. I meant it. I always meant it. She died 3 years later, quietly, in a hospital room that smelled like disinfectant and regret. I held her hand and realized I didn't know when it started slipping away from me. I only knew it was gone. At 82, you replay things differently. Not dramatically, not with tears every time. More like a dull ache that never quite leaves. You think about the pauses you filled with noise, the moments you postponed. Youth ignores how final later really is. My children are grown now. They call. Sometimes they're kind, polite. They have their own lives, and I don't blame them. Distance doesn't come from cruelty. It comes from habit. I see them the way you see a familiar street you no longer live on. Fondly. From a distance. I live alone. The house is too big, but I stay because moving feels like admitting something. I don't know what exactly. Failure, maybe. Or just the truth. At this age, the truth shows up whether you invite it or not. Old age teaches you that approval is a poor substitute for connection, that being admired is not the same as being known, that productivity can be a hiding place. I spent so much time becoming impressive that I forgot to be available. When I look back, I don't see a villain. I see a man trying his best with the wrong measurements. I thought life was something you built. I didn't understand. It was something you sat with. If you're listening to this and